Hello everybody and welcome back to the Jef Stream program. I am Jef, or sort of Jef. I am the zombie version of Jef, come from the dead to feast upon brains, or to have my brain feasted upon, whatever little of it is left. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing okay. I'm alive. Can't complain, really. It could be worse. It could be worse. I've got video games, I've got an air conditioner, I've had it running for like 4 hours trying to cool down my little prison cell here. And I think it might actually stay cool for a good 5 or 10 minutes before I have to turn Archibald back on. I'm kind of sleep deprived. It's been a really rough couple of days here. It was another 3 o'clock in the morning day for me. Just sometimes your body's just like, hey man, you know that good night of sleep you wanted? Well, fuck you. You're awake now. Deal with it. Hey, watch those memes, 13581. No memes allowed, anytime. All memes are banned. Except for the ones that I like. Well, stay frosty out there, everybody. I know there's a heat wave going around all over the place. That's not wavy. Ironically, that heat wave is not wavy. Yeah, no, this is an official Beppis branded stream now. Nothing else will be allowed. And hey, look at this. Ooh, what's that hiding behind the curtain? It's a video game. I bet you... I don't know, but I bet you there's a dope transition fade coming. What? No. Oh, it's in real time? Oh, it's almost like he knows what he's doing. I don't. I do not. Anyway, I'm going to try to survive through today for as long as possible. No promises. But I'm feeling okay. Anyway, the last time we played Fight Night Champion, we finished up the Champion mode, which was dope. Or I thought anyway. Obviously, a lot of people had problems with it because it was, it was more like a recap of every boxing movie ever made. Which is good if you've never seen them or don't know what boxing is. But also it served as a really nice tutorial and gave me some more insight on what I was doing wrong with some of my mad button mashing. At any rate, today we're going to play a Legacy mode. And we made a boxer before, and we started a Legacy mode where we had just gotten through the Olympics, I believe? Yeah, the Olympics. And I don't know if we want to do that, or we want to start a new one, because I believe that one is on Pro difficulty, and I'm not sure if we can change it. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Fucking ugly dude! Whoever it is. I don't remember exactly all of the things that we did with this, but I think we can change our Legacy settings wherever we want or whenever we want from the Legacy menu. So if the settings aren't to my standards, then we can change them in this save file, I hope. Yeah, there we go. Let's turn it up to greatest of all time difficulty. That sounds good. Yeah, there's a ton of different options you can make to sort of make your own Legacy mode with the difficulty that you'd like. Change your stamina output, toughness, how much damage people do if you want it to be extra bloody, and then you could just make the refs not notice when people are bleeding. Look at that. Just leave us let them fight, refs. I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, having the refs potentially cancel a fight due to blood and gore is, I suppose, it's acceptable. How are the audio levels and video levels? Are the video levels up? Do I need to turn it up? I think I actually can do that. Hang on. Wait, no, that's not right. Damn it. Oh god, I almost removed it. No! I'm gonna ruin it. Unruined. Yeah, we got some mad tattoos going on. That's cool, though. I'm all about facial tattoos. Life is short. Who gives a shit? Look fucking fabulous if you want. Alright, so we turned up the difficulty there. I think. Did it save? I didn't have a button. Okay, good. We're switching to greatest of all time difficulty, so I can get my face punched out and get destroyed. Oh, one of the things that I like about Legacy Mode, and I think the part that people are really interested in, and by the way, Tobayashi, thank you so much for the 11-month sub, my dude. One of the things I think people are interested about it is that when you make your boxer, it's not a forever thing, it's a temporary boxer, because eventually your boxer's gonna suffer from brain damage if he does take too many hits. And we have to set our goals around that in a way, too. Let's see if I can find the actual... There we go. The Legacy Goals page is what we're going to use to try to climb up and improve our boxer, and our goal here isn't to be the bestest in the worldist. What we want to do is rise up this rank to the point where we're a Hall of Famer or one of these things. But if you'll look, the requirements for these are very strict. Like Hall of Famer requires that you have 40 fights. And I can tell you from experience, you can have enough brain damage that your boxer will be auto-retired before you get to 40 fights. So none of this is guaranteed, and your boxer absolutely will be unable to medically compete anymore. So that makes this even more incredible. The idea of getting to 50 fights without suffering critical brain damage is like, wow. Kinda makes you crazy. And hey, Guild C and fellow nerds, we're gonna be doing some nerdly punching. So let's see, we did the one fight. It looks like it was a knockout, but that was on a lower difficulty setting, so I don't know if we're gonna be doing that well this time. Should we make a new boxer, or should we just go with this guy? I turned up the difficulty. That's something I think needed to be done. We can also edit the boxer whenever we want. His equipment and stuff will change because we'll have to take... Oh, by the way, I did change the ring entrance music. I know the meme lords were like, you named him Dollar Bill and you didn't use a dollar? I did. I do now. He's a huge monster. Look at him. I kind of like him. Yeah, that's because we chose the Mike Tyson body type. He is fucking 6'3". That's awful skinny for us. It's all muscle. His head looks way too small. And the Tennessee waterfall going on. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's pretty janky. Can we make creepy, weird green sideburns? Because I feel like that's the only thing missing here. Is there a neon green sideburn color? Nope, there's just normal, and more normal. Medium brown. There, we'll put some bright red, maybe? It's fucking garish, I love it. It's so unnecessary. And we're covered head to toe in dollar bill tattoos, even in the back. Let's see, we got garishly colored gloves and belts. I have used the colors to take away some of the branding and stuff. And oh, we got a beautifully sequined robe. By the way, as you unlock stuff by completing the game, you unlock some pretty epic and interesting equipment, including Andre Bishop's hood and robe, and Isaac Frost as well. And then there's like Tyson's little skimpy belly button shirt. He actually wore that in fights. I still can't believe that. That's so weird looking. A bunch of different, like, you got an England hooded robe and a whole different set of... and then this one's invisible. Nobody can see you. But the one I know I should have switched to, and the one I should have used from the very beginning. I don't know why I wasn't using this. But here we go. I'm gonna get my pimp on. I just need an actual gold tooth now. So we got the dark purple, now we got the light purple. Oh, it's fabulous. It's not sequined, but here, let's put the green sash on there so we can Jeff it up a little bit more. Gotta get your sachet. And those shoes are whack. Whose shoes are these? I don't like these whack-ass shoes. They're the wrong color. I want them to be neon something. You know what? Let's make them yellow. The whole shoe will be my tooth. With some bright pink laces. Fantastic. And then I'm going to make the logo color the same as the shoe because, I'm sorry Everlast, but no offense. I don't really want to use you or be used for your product placement services. That didn't make them all the way go away, but it'll have to do. Is there a unibrow option, Jelly? I don't know. Let's find out. No, there doesn't appear to be an eyebrow option. Oh, wait a minute. Is it here? The one brow to unify them all? One brow to rule them, one brow to bind them! Can we make it also garish? Sure, why not? Okay. That's horrible. I love it. You can do different hair style, chest hair style. The bear. Can I make that red too? Or green, even better? Sure, why not? It's just fuck my shit up, fam. That's what we're doing. Alright, so one thing I don't understand about the Legacy mode is that it allows you to set preferences for your boxer to fight in AI fights, which is impossible. So, color me confused. I don't understand this at all. Like, why would I... Also, where's the runaway option? Because that's me, IRO. Where's the when hurt, run away? Or cry. Ball, fetal position in the corner. That doesn't appear to be an option. Also, this is the one AI preference I care about. I'm gonna set this all the way up to taunts option. Oh, that might be Bomb Zero. There is a weird thing you can do with these created boxers. I think it puts them in a save file corral, sort of, where I believe you can use them in auto fights. Oh yeah, I bet that would be to fight against him. I wonder if we could bare knuckle fight against this guy. It's almost worth finding out, but at the same time, no. We got some stream to lay down, so I'm gonna apply these changes. And let's go take a look at what this boxer actually is. And again, this is all about... This is not the only boxer in the world. You can make many different boxers, and you're going to want to specialize them. And so this guy is a brawler, and as such, he will have to focus on stuff like hooks and body shots, and we do not have a lot of shots in the body. And you can see the cost of these skills is higher if it's not in your speciality. So jabbing isn't something that brawlers want to do a lot, so that'll cost me a ton of points. And if you look at the very tippy top, right in the middle there, right above where the cursor is now, you'll see that there is a level cap. So if you make a brawler, and you spend all these thousands of points on jabbing, congratulations, you've made an incredible jabber, because you won't have any points left, and you'll be maxed out after spending all of your points on jabbing. You know, I mean, if you want to make a guy that has a special ability like that, then you can, but it's going to cost you in your fundamentals, where we could be getting these body hooks for, like, you know, peanuts. Something to think about for later. And then there's all the EA Store boostages and whatnot. I'm not going to fuck around with those. I do have some of the athletic things unlocked, although I did that years ago when I first played this, and I don't remember how I got all of them, and I assume I might have even bought some of them. I don't know. It's been like 10 years. Hey, Zom, thank you so much for the 21 months sub, my dude. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me playing a little bit more of my extra box games. It's been a lot of console games recently, especially considering The Witcher 3 is kind of a console game too. So I swear, I will play other games at some point, but I'm just in this phase and in this mode right now. I wanted to play Madden 2017 today, but I'm not gonna, because I wanted to get to this first. I feel like I've been putting this one off for a while. The Madden thing is really weird to me. Before we get into the actual Legacy mode here and start punching people, I do want to talk about Madden 2017, because I played it a little bit, I hadn't played a Madden game in forever, and it's not good, but it's hilariously janky. It is so fucking bad at being a football game. I can't believe it's made by the same people that made the other ones. Like, it doesn't even do football right. I had a game where I had like 30 seconds left on the clock, in the second quarter before halftime. I was third and goal on the goal line, and I paused it so I could set a play, and it just stopped. It didn't do a field goal, it didn't run a play, it just ran out the clock after the timeout without my consent and then waited. It's like it doesn't even know the fucking rules to its own game. Which is funny in a janky kind of way, but it also is a little sad, because it would be nice if there was a simmy, football-y kind of game out there. What I think is good about it, though, is that the actual in-game gameplay is all procedurally animated for the first time, I think. And oh my god, it's so funny. Because it's just like, you know, those totally accurate battle simulator things where everybody's just chaotically jumbling together, falling over, humping each other in the face, trying to stand up. It's just like that. Like fucking 300-pound guys careening off of each other and going flying. That part is hilarious, but if you actually like football, I don't know. Alright, anyway, we're doing this one today. I'm gonna save that Madden for a day when I really want to punish chat, when I want to scare the pants off of them. Also, I forgot about that. Speaking of pants, Can we take our pants off our guy here? I don't think we can, actually. We're going to have to save that for later. Robe-only mode is a little bit more difficult. Wait, why am I taking it easy? What am I doing easy? I'm not switching games. I was just talking. I'm talking here. We're just talking. Alright, so we've gone through the Olympics, and I guess you guys don't want me to make a new boxer, so we're going to play this one on the hardest difficulty setting. And I know, Hip Hat is right. There are no boxing games on PC besides Punch Club, and that is not a boxing game. It's a cookie clicker. But a good one at that. I don't hate Punch Club, but I would much rather have an actual boxing game like this one, so we're going to punch. So we got a brawler here. Brawlers are really good against counter punchers, in my opinion. We might want to start here. But it's a choice. There's a lot of difference between the different fights available to you. They're based on your ranking and then the available tiers around you. Later on in your career, you'll be able to challenge people for belts, and then you'll have to automatically defend that belt, so you don't always get to choose who you're fighting. Also, I forgot to check what weight class our boxer is in. I should probably figure that out. I hope it's not heavyweight. Where is his boxy heavy? Where is his hugeness stat? I need to know where to find the hugeness. What are we? Light heavyweight, that's perfect. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. And made a boxer. Are my words per minute high? Because I feel exhausted. I don't think I should be chatterboxing too hard. I'll probably pipe down a little bit once we get to the actual punchy bits. Microwave potatoes are totally good, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Get that starch in you. Grow more potatoes on your chest. So, light heavyweight career. Our first real fight already, I think we did. And then now we're going to start on moving up the ladder. So let's go pick an opponent. Their height and reach is going to matter. I probably don't want to fight people with super duper long reach, because we're going to want to fight on the inside, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to have to fight people who are bad for us to fight anyway, so we're going to have to learn how to beat them. And we're playing on the hardest difficulty, so I might just get my ass whooped. I could win, though. The fame and notoriety you get has a lot to do with where you fight, so the fighting in the Mexico City Plaza would be a lot better than fighting in these Is that guy's real name Justice Payne? I gotta fight him. He's got a porn star name. Are we fighting or fucking? I don't care. Book it. So we've only got $5,000, which is a little sad, because that means that we have to choose between one of these two places to do our workout. The good news is there's no reason for me to save. Well, there is actually some reason to save money. It does cost money to get medical treatment if you get hurt really bad in a fight. And you saw the scheduling thing here. You can see these areas. These are my recovery times here, and if you get really badly hurt, you're gonna end up having a longer recovery time, and it could even eat into your prep time, so you're gonna want to pay out for that. So how about we just don't get hurt? Good plan. Let's head to Detroit. It's a great place to not get hurt, right? One other note about picking where to do your training camp: the mini games you have available differ. So one of the reasons Big Bear is a good one is not just because it raises 4 stats simultaneously, but because it has the maze bag, which is easy to do, and these other ones here have easy training options, whereas if we go to Philly or Detroit, well, Philly will work great because it's got the maze bag, and then Home Gym also has the whatever that third one is, bag on string, whereas Detroit will have to actually fight somebody to get points here, and that might end up poorly. When you do a sparring match, it's kind of a coin flip. If the guy you're sparring with is really good defensively, you're not going to get a gold out of it, so that sucks. Alright, let's go to Detroit. Motor City. Or former Motor City, back when people made cars instead of just 3D printed them or whatever. I don't know, I haven't been outside my house in a few years. Are people flying around in flying cars, I assume? Probably? Yeah, I hope so. Have fun out there. Also, as we go through, we'll get little messages from our trainer in here. Mostly they're going to be this, but there will be cool stuff in here too. We'll be notified every time we take neurological damage. Yes, I love that this is a feature. There's a feature in this game where if you take neurological damage, you get a text message about it. Could life be any better? I think that might be the greatest feature ever. Alright, so now we've got to get into chopping up this prep period here. The way this is going to work is we have 100% stamina to start, and we must, no matter what, we must have 100% stamina at the end before we start the fight as well. You can rest, and that raises 80% of your stamina, so we have to piecemeal this out correctly. And in my opinion, in the early game, the best way to do that is to do 2 skills training. Skills training and athletic training are different, and I'll talk about that in a second, but if you space out your skills training over these 4 weeks, you won't always get 4 weeks, so you'll have to adjust. In the early game, that's a great way to get experience. Later on, you will use the athletic trainings. So, skills training is a game you do. It's a little mini game. It uses 50% of your stamina, and it'll raise every stat, every single stat, all at once. And the ones that you're focused in, like here in Detroit, speed, endurance, conditioning, I think, those ones will raise at a higher rate. The athletic training is different in that you don't do anything. You just say, I want you to raise this one, and you can choose how much you want to raise it by. So if you want to spend 10% of your stamina, 20 or 30%, and then depending on what gym you're at, you'll get different returns on your investment there. But you should note, this gives you 0 experience. So that's something that you'll want to do later in your career when your boxer's maxed out and experience means nothing. For now, though, we got to get those skills, and I'm actually glad to do the sparring fight here because I think there's a decent chance that we'll get it with a brawler, and I need to practice. And this is going to be on the hardest, even the sparring is going to be on the hardest difficulty setting, so let's go get our ass beat. So the way that the sparring matches work, it rewards your everything you do has a score associated with it, including getting knocked down and knocking your opponent down. Taking a punch will lose you points. Delivering a punch that lands will gain you points. But if they block or you miss, you also lose points. And the big thing about sparring is that you want a combo. You'll get a modifier and a multiplier every time you combo. So if you hit somebody once, it's like 75. Hit them 1-2, that's 75, then 200, and then 1-2-3, it's 75, 200, then 750, and then 1200, and then 2800. And the way to actually get as many points as you need is going to be to string together a buttload of punches. So our strategy here is to let him do some stupid shit like that, and then rip his gut open, except I should probably stop letting him hit me like that, huh? We're already getting fairly good points here just by blocking, which is fine with me. I want to get in there and punch him in the gut. Our guy's real slow, though, because he's a rookie. This is his first year in the ring. That means we don't have a lot of brain damage, though, so I guess we'll be pretty good at math. Yay! 1, 2, 3, 4. Blocking is one thing. Moving out of the way is going to be your best option, though. Gives you a chance to counterpunch, does extra damage, and I'm going to play without the UI on. I just think it's more fun that way. You can gather information in-game, and this is one of the things I like about the game. You can turn the UI on and see your stamina, or I can just look at my boxer's body language. He's not hanging his punches, he's not plotting, he's not open-mouthed, heavy breathing. You'll see all these things. If I just sit here and spam heavy punches for, I don't know, a little while, eventually he's going to start huffing and puffing and dragging and sad-sacking his way across the ring. It seems to be working point-wise. Oh, these aren't even heavy punches. There you go. Take a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, and a kapow, and a kaboom, and a kabingo, and a kabosh. I can't actually see my mouth. There you go. Oh! You found my mouth for me. Thanks, buddy. I was wondering where that went. It was hanging open, though. And I'm not getting as much body movement because we just sent all of our energy into Pound Town. There's a nice little counter there. We got 40 seconds left, and the trick to sparring, you have to get over 4,500 points before the timer runs out if you want to get the maximum benefit for your fighter. Also of note, if you are a potential aspiring fight night champion like myself, the guy you spar against will be of the same boxing type as your upcoming opponent. So if you're fighting a brawler, your sparring opponent will probably also be a brawler. And if you're fighting a counterpuncher, etc., and on down the line. Turtles. Boop. Boop. I don't want to boop with this guy. This guy's not much of a booper. He's more like a, give me your kidney, I want to eat it And also, hey, Sophie, thank you so much for the 7-month subscription, my dude lady. Don't be a career boxer to have brain damage. Thank you, Snooze Manine, for the 7-month subscription, my dude lady. We're all dude ladies on this blessed day. Thank you to my mullet. Okay, well, we got 50 G's there, 50,000 points. That converted into a lot of stats for us. You can see all those little gains we had there. Now we're only missing things in 2 areas. So another thing of note, there's 2 ways you could go about this. And I'm all about the nuance. 2 ways you can go about this. So we just did a training session. I could go and do another skills training session, another open sparring session. That would max out all of our stats all at once. And then we rest twice. We'll end at 100%. However, I can tell you from experience, that's a bad idea. You'll have to do the sparring session at 50% stamina, meaning your punches will be slower, you will be slower, and you probably won't get it. So, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I think in the early game, this is the best way to do it. Use 50%, rest 80%, use 50%, rest 80%. It seems inefficient, but at the same time, it's the best way to guarantee that you're going to get the most experience and the most stats and to be 100% stamina at the end. So let's do it. Different fights will end up doing different training regimens. We'll end up using the athletic training more, and depending on where we're training and who we're training against, we'll do different minigames. But for now, it's gonna be some punching. Hey, Act My Name, thank you so much for the 420 bit blaze. Yeah, there's gonna be 2 weeks of rest no matter. Well, no, it's not true. You could do. And this is why I was saying later on, when you're at the experience point cap, what you'll end up doing is probably doing a single skills training session to get your overall stats up, and then you'll switch over to athletics, and you'll do a 10%, a 10%, and a 10%, and that'll do exactly 80% of your stamina and leave you 1 week to rest for 80%. You can tell boxing is all about math. Wow, that was a monster punch. That guy looked like he was playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Looked like the Sandman. He looked... Oh, no, Bull. What was that guy? Bull? He did that Bull Rush move in the Nintendo version. He just came through and then did that stupid huge power hook. Man, I love that game. For some reason, boxing games have always been associated with consoles. I guess everybody on PC just wants to make role-playing games. Oh, I want to kill a dragon. Oh, yeah? What if I want to just punch actual people? Not everything needs to be a goddamn dwarf or an elf. There's a whole world of interesting people to punch in the face. I'm doing a little weird here because I'm used to playing kind of jabby punchers, and this guy is anything but. It's weird. I'm expecting his body hooks to be fast, but they're so slow. Also, I need to get used to using my power punches. We only have 40 seconds left to get like 20,000 points. I gotta get on this, dude. There we go. That's a little brawling for you. No, you get away from those. Yeah, it seems like I get just as many points going to the head, and I think we actually have more points in head hooks. So, brawlers are supposed to be body punchers, but I'm gonna be a head hunter. Especially in a sparring session, where this dude's not blocking for shit. That's like 3 power punches to the head, and he's just like, whatever, man. I'm cool. Keep going. Press the block button, homie. Put them hands up. Didn't get the 45,000. Oh, no, that we got exactly enough to get the champion training target, to get the full benefit there. And now we just rest again. So, after your training, you'll have a different overall rating than you did at the beginning. So now, after we rest here, this is all the fight cards going on right now, I think. Oh no, this is the fights happening at the place we're fighting. Where's Mayorga? This is not the... You guys got me on the wrong fight card. I'm not even fighting here. What the hell? Whose fight card is this? Whatever. We gotta rest again. Also, another thing of note, too, there are... And this is where I really like it. Sometimes you'll get a promotional event. If your boxer is quite famous, or if you're sponsored by a brand. Hey, Liquid Ego, thank you so much for sponsoring my brand for 22 months. they'll throw you a promo event, and it'll just put a whole day or a whole week where you're not allowed to rest or train, and you have to fit together your training schedule and still come out of that with 100% stamina prepared for the fight. So are we prepared for this fight? I think we are. We got a really good set of stats, and we've got a bunch of skill points here. There is an auto-assign option if you don't know what to do, but I know what to do. I want hooks to the body, and I can't afford it. Can we get one more stat level here? That'll be good. So each one of these little tiers you can move your stuff to will add an attribute punch type. So, for example, now our right hooks to the body have a chance. It doesn't say what the chance is, but I assume it's something in the like 1 to 5%, like very low, but still just a chance to cause a stun, which is a huge impact on a fight. So I also want to get our head movement up because, oh god, that's a really expensive skill for a brawler. Oh boy. You can see what the basic skill point multiplier is. Head movement is and blocking are at the highest tier cost. So I'm guessing we're gonna need to put some points into chin, which is real sad because that's just below it. Wow. We could get a lot of points in punching, but not so much in not getting punched. I have a feeling we're not gonna become a Hall of Famer with this playstyle. Not least of which multiplied by